In the winter of 1867, a group of ice fishermen watched something move beneath the frozen surface of Lake Winnebago. It was massive. It was deliberate. And when the ice cracked above it, they ran. Welcome back to the Hidden Archive. I'm Fernanda, and tonight we're going into the cold waters of Wisconsin, where something has been seen, reported, and feared for over a century and a half. This is the story of the Lake Winnebago Water Monster. Lake Winnebago sits in east-central Wisconsin, a shallow inland sea stretching nearly 30 miles long and 10 miles wide. It's the largest lake entirely within the state's borders. But size isn't what makes Winnebago unusual. The lake is murky, sediment-heavy, and deceptively shallow in most places, rarely exceeding 20 feet deep. Visibility underwater is almost non-existent, which means if something wanted to stay hidden, this would be the perfect place. The reports began in the mid-1800s when European settlers started building communities along the shores. But the indigenous Ho-Chunk people had stories about the lake long before that. Stories about something in the water that wasn't supposed to be there, something old. The first documented English-language account appeared in 1867. A crew of men drilling holes through winter ice reported seeing a dark shape gliding beneath them. They said it was longer than their fishing boat. When they described it to others, they used words like serpent, but also said it moved with purpose, like it knew they were there. One man refused to return to the lake that season. By the 1890s, sightings were frequent enough that local newspapers began covering them. The Fond du Lac Commonwealth ran multiple stories about fishermen encountering what they called the monster. These weren't isolated incidents. Groups of people, sometimes entire fishing crews, reported the same thing. A large, dark creature moving just below the surface, creating wakes that didn't match any known fish. In the summer of 1892, a man named Eugene Heath was rowing near the western shore when his oar struck something solid beneath the water. He said it felt like hitting a submerged log, except it moved. He looked down and saw a shape at least 15 feet long, smooth and dark, slipping away into deeper water. He described it as having a ridged back, like scales or plates. He said its movement was fluid, not panicked. It didn't dart away, it simply left. A few weeks later, two brothers fishing near Oshkosh watched something surface about 50 yards from their boat. They both saw the head. They described it as elongated, almost reptilian, with small eyes positioned high on the skull. One of them said it looked at them before submerging again. They didn't wait to see if it would come back. What makes these accounts unsettling isn't just the descriptions, it's the consistency. Witnesses across decades with no knowledge of each other's reports describe the same features: a long, serpent-like body, dark coloration, smooth or scaled skin, and a head that seems aware. No thrashing, no aggression, just presence. In 1899, a group of 4 men fishing near Pipe reported seeing the creature's surface completely. They estimated its length at 20 to 25 feet. One of them later told a reporter that the creature had humps along its back, visible above the waterline. He said it stayed on the surface for nearly a minute, breathing, before it descended. He said the breathing sound was what frightened him most. It was slow, controlled, like it was considering them. The sightings didn't stop with the turn of the century. In 1922, a fisherman named Joseph Davis reported his boat being followed by something large in the early morning hours. He said he could feel it moving beneath him, disturbing the water in a way that shouldn't happen in such a calm lake. When he reached the dock, he looked back and saw ripples forming in a straight line, as if something was tracking him all the way to shore. In the 1930s, multiple summer tourists reported seeing something they couldn't explain near the northern bays. One family described a long, black form cutting through the water faster than any fish they'd ever seen. The father, a biologist, said he knew every species in the lake. This wasn't one of them. By the 1950s, skeptics tried to explain the sightings as misidentified sturgeons. Lake Winnebago is home to a healthy population of lake sturgeon, some reaching lengths of 6 or 7 feet. But the witnesses were fishermen. They knew sturgeon. They knew how sturgeon moved, how they surfaced, how they fed. What they were seeing was not a sturgeon. The size alone didn't match. Neither did the shape. Sturgeon don't have elongated necks. They don't surface and observe. They don't follow boats. In 1971, a group of college students camping near the lake claimed they saw something rise from the water at dusk. They said it had a long neck and a small head, and it stayed above the surface long enough for all 5 of them to see it clearly. When they reported it to local authorities, they were dismissed, but their descriptions matched accounts from 70 years earlier. One of the most detailed reports came in 1981. A commercial fisherman named Harold Dunn was checking his nets before dawn when he noticed something moving beneath his boat. He said the water around him suddenly went still, as if something large had stopped directly below. Then he saw it, a shadow, massive, longer than his 20-foot vessel. It moved slowly along the hull, and he said he could see ridges or segments along its back. It stayed beneath him for what felt like minutes before disappearing into the deeper channel. He radioed another boat. He wanted someone to know in case he didn't make it back. The creature has never been photographed. No bodies have ever washed ashore, no bones, no conclusive physical evidence, just sightings, dozens of them, spanning more than 150 years. So what is it? Some believe it's a surviving population of something prehistoric. Lake Winnebago was formed by glacial melt at the end of the last ice age, over 10,000 years ago. If something adapted to cold, murky water, it could theoretically remain undetected in a lake this size. The depth, while shallow by ocean standards, is enough to conceal a large animal if it stays near the bottom. The sediment and poor visibility would make tracking it nearly impossible. Others suggest it could be an unknown species of gar or eel, grown to unusual size due to the lake's ecosystem. But gars don't have necks, eels don't have humps, and neither explanation accounts for the intelligence witnesses describe, the way the creature seems to watch, to follow, to consider. There's another theory, one that doesn't get discussed as often, that the lake is deeper than the maps suggest, that there are sinkholes, underwater caves, places that have never been fully surveyed, places where something could live undetected for generations. Lake Winnebago is still fished commercially. Thousands of people visit its shores every year, and still, every few years, someone reports seeing something they can't explain. The descriptions haven't changed: long, dark, deliberate, watching. In 2003, a fisherman radioed the Coast Guard to report a wake moving against the wind. He said whatever was causing it had to be enormous. By the time authorities arrived, the water was calm, but he refused to go back out that day. In 2014, a kayaker near the eastern shore recorded a video of something large moving beneath the surface. The footage is grainy, inconclusive, but you can see the shape. You can see the movement. It's not random. It's not debris. It's something alive. The lake is quiet now. The reports have slowed, but they haven't stopped. And the people who've seen it, who've felt the water shift beneath them, who've watched something rise and breathe and submerge again, they don't talk about it much anymore. Not because they don't believe, but because no one else does. But here's what we know for certain. Something is in Lake Winnebago. Something that has been there for a very long time. Something that knows how to stay hidden. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly how it wants it. The Hidden Archive has more cases like this, mysteries that were never solved, creatures that were never explained, things that still move in the dark, waiting to be seen again. I'm Fernanda, and some things are better left beneath the surface.